back to the Leaders in Construction podcast, where we sit down with the people shaping the future of the building and design industries. So I'm your host, Daniel Paterson, and today I'm joined by someone who's built a serious reputation for quality, creativity, and connection in the world of materials. Eugenio from Elm Surfaces. Elm Surfaces has been known for delivering beautiful, durable, and innovative surface solutions that elevate both residential and commercial spaces. From premium porcelain to quartz and natural stone, their team brings design and performance together in a really unique way. Eugenio, mate, thanks for joining me. To kick things off, can you share a bit about how Elm Surfaces came to life and what inspired the vision behind it?
Thank you, Daniel. By the way, first of all, let me thank you for hosting us and having me as a guest of your wonderful podcast. It's an honor to be here. My vision started in my career in vice president of sales of an Italian high-end porcelain manufacturer out of Italy. I was here in the States. I built a wonderful career with them, and I just have literally a struck vision in 2018 in building a company that offers not just one specific item, but put together a very cohesive palette of products to help designers making the right choice for the specific projects and pretty much making their life easier for them and for the end user. That could be hotel owner, developers, hospitals, the whole world of design when it comes down to also how you feel inside the spaces, right? So that I started to feed this vision with obviously talking to your friends in the industry, going out to dinners with your closest designers that were supporting you and sharing these ideas. And everybody said, this is wonderful. Like there is not really such a thing yet. There are these big corporate companies that they can do that, but it's not with that personal touch or with that curating vision in how to put these materials together or at least be innovative and bringing news in the market. That was a full year of stimulation and input and planning and brainstorming. And 2019, we started in a very, very basic approach, very lean. We started to go to Italy, Spain, some in the US. We started to interview entrepreneurs that produced products since 8 generations, since the 1800, terracotta. We have a terracotta maker out of Chianti, Tuscany. Mind-blowing the history behind. 1869. They are the company that they restored the dome in Florence. They're the only one. The Galleria degli Uffizi, all their floors is this terracotta. So just going there and meeting the owner and sharing the history and go to the atelier and see how they make their vases and with the masters like that I got very, very passionate right away. So that is the core of our vision, like really bring education in the market, in making the product, making it accessible for us here in the States and make it visible, accessible in a project and have a story behind. But then the same terracotta can really transition to a beautiful engineered wood made in Umbria, which is the green heart of Italy. And there you have a fantastic way in making the platform and why that platform is made differently than other engineered wood. So it's technical, it's artisan, and there is so much passion into it, right? One thing that Europe has, Italy has, is still this artisanal approach in making things with so much passion that sometimes here gets a little lost in translation. So our job is to bring it and translate it right. And we do a lot of tours. We bring a lot of clients there and let them meet these people that make these products and get even they're passionate about these products. So that was the vision, and I'm feeding this vision. Now is the 6th year in, and we built a beautiful studio in Chicago that is kind of agglomerating all this in one space. It's a beautiful loft, all loft style, Chicago West Town, West Loop area, natural wood beams. We didn't touch anything there. So we kind of have this contrast with innovative new products within an old building and see how the two can communicate with each other.
Love it.
And that is the vision. That is the vision.
I hear passion just oozing out of you when you talk about this, and it's It's one of the most beautiful things to see, especially when it comes to business. So if you're passionate about your business, I feel like it's everything. How would you define Elm's style or brand today?
So Elm falls in a category of really high-tech products for commercial application. So we offer truly a one-stop shop solutions for the A&D community and end user community. End user, don't get me wrong, in the end user, I mean not retail, not public, not walk-in traffic, but mostly like developers, hotels, and that. And the brand is very oriented to innovation and sustainability. When we start to work with companies, we need to understand in their culture, in their production cycle, in how they make materials, how they deliver it into the market. There is that approach. There is the innovative approach. There is that sustainable approach, and how to make it better without disrupting too much. And you mentioned we have natural stone. Yes, we do, and that is sometimes a contradiction, but there is a way to make natural stone today that it can be sustainable at the same time. So we have a brick veneer that is our newest innovative product that we imported this year in our portfolio. It's very revolutionary in the brick veneer category of products because it's 65% recycled post-consumer is a conglomerate of materials of resin, concrete, and recycled grinded bricks. And that makes it absolutely wonderful once it's installed. It's a very thin, it's flexible, it's light, and it's 65%. I'm using old brick to make this new brick and reuse it in the market, and bringing a lot of solutions in the market because of the lightweight and the way it's made into a sheet is a 38 by 42 on a fiber mesh. When you install it, even the installation aspect gets way quicker because you're installing basically 20 square feet at a time, up to 20 square feet at a time. That is how we define ourselves. Innovative, relationship driven, obviously, and fun products that they can really communicate with each other. So we go from an engineered wood to a ceramic tile, to a handmade terracotta, to a natural stone, to a LVT. Unfortunately, we need to have it. Is my least passionate product, but we need to have it because of what's going on in the market today. Even that, we're trying to be conscious in the companies we work with. Handmade ceramic tile in the industrialized ways. Sometimes, as you know, right now, the economy is not strong in every little sector. So we need also to be budget conscious. So we're trying to be innovative in a sense. So how can we bring to market something unique, something high-end looking, but still keep the budget kind of effective? And that's what we're strong at. That's our major strength.
So just to touch on that a little bit. So do you find that the sustainability and eco-friendly materials are becoming a bigger part of what clients ask for these days? Or do you think it's the gap's widening?
It's a very good question. It depends of the sector we're going to target. In some areas in the market is very sensitive subject. In some others, price is still the driven factor. And for instance, we work quite a bit with Gensler, HOK, HKS. These are firms that are nationwide, internationally present, right? And Gensler, for instance, now they have a very strong policy in materials, how they're made, where they made, composition, and of course they want to see all the certifications behind. So in that case, they're really driving a very strong push on the sustainability factor. But then if you go in markets where high rises are getting built and the demand of rental properties are very high, and we need to keep up with that, price is still a driving factor there. Although you can still approach it in a sustainable way, right? We are very strong with porcelain tile. Porcelain tile now they're also made in the States in a very good way. The machinery technologies come from overseas. The raw material is sourced locally. So already that is a big point. There is a lot of recycled post-consumer content in porcelain tile manufacturing. So even that, we can be very aggressive price point, I think, for let's say 450 units development, but still sustainable. Now, then they might use it for purposes or lead points or not. So it depends. So, and also depends on the administration where we are today, right? So there are some current that they're pushing that towards, and there are some that there's not that relevant.
Okay, so
Overall,
which side of people do you think are heading towards the more eco-friendly? Do you think it's 100% price driven, or do you find that there are, I guess, different subcategories that are heading more towards the sustainable side of what you guys offer, and some that aren't? Or like where do you find that distinction between the direction that different clients are headed?
I noticed that the major distinction that we see is from specific architectural firms with specific clientele. So the clientele where the funding, the investment comes from overseas, that is way more subject to sustainability aspect. And others that they do mid to smaller projects, there is less sensitivity towards it. And I'm talking about firms that could be, again, like HDR, or we have big corporate offices, and let's say a new Google office in Austin, right? A renovation of that. I'm just bringing names just to make you understand the caliber of clientele. And then one-off project somewhere, then is they hardly ask for sustainable information.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So look, you work with builders, developers, architects, and interior designers from all over. What makes those relationships successful?
Great question. Thank you for asking this.
No worries.
I always try to educate also my staff in relationships goes a long way. And
Big thing, big thing.
what does it take to build a good relationship? I'm always been a fan of genuinity, transparency.
Mhm.
If you don't know something, you just say it and you do everything you can to find the answer and you go back to it. But really, like true two-way streams, like we're bringing you a lot of solutions. We are bringing you the best service that we can offer at our disposal, right? A lot of education, especially young designers like D1, D2s in firms that they come out of college and not necessarily they understand the physical properties of these products, and they might spec the wrong material in the wrong application, and then after 2 years they have to replace it, right? So that has to do a lot with that. So that's defined to me the good relationship. It's count on me, rely on me to do your job right, and then vice versa. Let's work together like a true, like a team effort, a team play. Let's have fun together. Show me what you're working on. I make sure you're gonna look great out there with your clients, and vice versa. You use all our materials, and we win together. That's our approach.
That's exactly right. I mean, when you work with, professionals, or people hire professionals to do their job and they come to you, people have to realize that there is no one with more knowledge in the industry than the supplier that with than the supplier that the 2 seconds than the supplier themselves. Working with them closely, as you said, like we as the installers, or us as the designers, we don't know all the ins and outs of said product. So sometimes we can be like, oh, I want to put this here because it's going to look pretty, and that's where having a really, really good supplier to run things by and make sure that they're using the correct materials, huge benefits. So, a lot of builders I do speak with say the good suppliers make or break their product, their projects. What does Elm do differently that keeps partners coming back?
We try to really understand the dynamic of the project besides the specification itself. Because sometimes, as you just said, like it might look very good and it might fit perfect. That terracotta, let's say. I'm just saying it because I'm in a terracotta mode today. And I just talked to Federico this morning of a potential visit to his factory. So that's why. But you might want to consider the product for this application because it's a very high foot traffic. It's in a place that there is a lot of there is a weather that can go from like very cold winter to very hot summers. There is a lot of traffic in. There is a lot of expansion and contractions. You want to educate your clients saying, "Hey, I understand this is what you want, and it makes perfect sense. However, how about we just use this in a smaller format, in a thicker version that can sustain that type of traffic, that type of commercial traffic." And that is the beginning, right? Say how it is, not just say yes because the designer asked you to. I remember in my career, we used to work with 7-Eleven, a very famous chain, right?
Very,
And
very.
we made for them a white tile, 12 by 24 white tile. They wanted to have these new white floors. And what we didn't understand back then is that 7-Eleven is such a fast turnover locations renovation that they never shut down the businesses. There are 24 hours stores, most of the areas. So they never allowed the grout to cure. They never allowed to the whole installation method to cure before cleaning. So they were installing this tile, grouting them, and then mopping them. Well, that grout went everywhere and it became a gray tile, not a white tile anymore. So we spent then 2 years after cleaning all those floors, showing them how to do it. And that kind of was also our fault. I say, hey guys, we need to just say how it is. Okay, you want the white tile. This is how you gotta do to sustain a white tile in your stores. So that's a pure explanation. Just speak up the truth from day one and make him rely on you for your knowledge.
Yeah, 100%. I couldn't agree more. So, look, you guys have been expanding and growing rapidly at the moment. What's driven the growth for you? Is it partnerships, word of mouth, or something else? I mean, I know you speak a lot about truth and expertise, and I think that is one of the big driving forces behind your success at the moment. But what other metrics are you using, or what other drivers do you think is responsible for the rapid growth and the success of you guys at the moment?
Major driver is for sure relationships, good long-term relationships that make us start right away. Partnerships, strong partnerships. One of our major partners is Core Campus. Core Spaces is the name of the company. Brilliant, brilliant visionary, the founder.
What are you working on with them at the moment?
We're working with them on different properties. So core spaces really redefine the student housing category, right? Like high-end student housing. Like student housing, Daniel, trust me, when you see these properties, you wish you were a student again. Like they
I'm always a student, forever student.
rooftops, pools on rooftops, mega screen to watch games, bars, workout rooms, community tables, like just wonderful. It's like a resort, high end with great finishes. They use one of the best design firm, in my opinion, for that category. And so that is one of our strongest partnerships because they rely on us for all their finishes and we are able to source. I just came back from Italy 2 weeks ago. We just found 4 other new collection that can fit those type of projects.
I got to come work with you, man. All these Italy trips and stuff you keep talking about. I'm in. I'm in.
That is the idea that I wanted to share after this. So that is a major reason. Yes.
Yeah.
And when you show in the market the capabilities, right? What we're able to offer for the price point that we're able to do it, the direct connection with the factory, the customization of products, the flexibility now to customize the product, that brings you speed, of course.
Yeah.
And honestly, good people. Just my team, our team we're not too many, but we're very linked together. We have each one of us has a different quality, and we're trying to complement each other in how to do it the best.
I think building a solid team in any company is huge because I mean one single bad apple can ruin the bunch. But so yeah, I think building a good team is very important. So what's your current approach to marketing and outreach? Do you do most of it through relationships, or are you testing any other new digital strategies?
We want to explore more digital marketing going forward. We're being very lucky so far with our relationship, obviously, but we also understand that the digital marketing today, the AI introduction in our industry, we cannot ignore it. We have to adapt with the time changing. And I feel with the right approach can be very, very effective and have very good message, a strong message, and just complement the relationship side. And I think going forward, as we're getting more and more on the virtual world, when you combine the two, it can be very powerful.
Yes, couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. Are there any markets or regions that you guys are trying to expand into at the moment, or?
Yeah, so we're very definitely strong in Chicago. That's our major target, but we are expanding in Minneapolis. We're really trying to stay in the Midwest for now. But as you know, a lot of times we just work in Chicago, but the project is in Naples, Florida, or Miami, or New York. So
Yeah.
we that requires a little bit of traveling. Right now, we are working with a very, very innovative designer. I think she's going to be the new star to be pretty soon um, for the Titan Stadium. So the product that I was telling you, the new brick,
Yep.
we have it in all these new suites for the Titan stadiums in Nashville. And that is EP Atelier, the design firm that we work with. And she young, very innovative. She saw this material, she saw it right away. I can build wonderful walls here for very fast time in a very cost-effective approach. Bam, we were able to merge like these two forces. It was very, very, very exciting. That I cannot wait to have a very good marketing message on that project.
Yes. So in that sense, what are you trying in the sense of of keeping up with that digital footprint? Are there steps that you're taking at the moment, or you're sort of just in the realm of we know that we need to start adapting AI, but we don't know how to do it yet?
Right now, we are in the moment of we know we have to jump on, and we're budgeting everything that we can in how to introduce it properly. We are starting in a very light approach with Google Suite. We use Google Suite in our network, so we just use Gemini for sometimes helping us in approaching. We are going to be at Boutique Design New York this year as our own booth.
Nice.
First show legitimately as a Elm Surfaces booth with this new brick. We're partnering with the manufacturer out of Italy, and that will be again another introduction that we need to start to introduce. But just to give you an idea, a lot of ideas from that rendering came in a consultation with AI. So it was our first definitely first little step, and then of course we had to have real people to build it, but
There's the fun
at
part.
least some inspiration I have to be honest came from a lot of different ideas from that.
Nice, nice. So you talk about a lot of collaborations and one in particular with this new brick. What do you look for when someone joins the Allen team? Like, is there a specific, is it more of a mantra that you guys like to work by, or is it match the culture that you guys build at Allen? Or what are the key, I guess, personality traits that you look for when you decide to work with someone?
As a collaborator, you mean, or as a
As a collaborator, as a partner, as anyone that you want to bring into your business life. Because obviously, like we said before, bad apple can ruin the bunch. Are there key
and
indicators?
trust me, we have had bad apples,
I
and
think it's impossible to go through business and not find them, but I agree.
we have had it, and we were able to catch them in time and take it off the tree, right? You don't want to spoil the whole tree. So what we look for, what I look for is genuinity. It's a major thing to me, honestly, and then passion. I think you need to have passion in what you do, whatever purpose you have. It's a major thing because I'm a very passionate person, and we can talk about wine or food or tiles, and I have the same I
The
have the
passion
same
for
approach.
life. Yeah.
Yes, so that is very important, and most of all, really ethical. And of course, you don't know that from the beginning, right? But you always have the first impact. We also we started to use this new Clifton strength test that we do for our team, that you really find also who are your what are your strengths
Yeah.
and how can you apply them. And we found out that we had people after the test that they realized they were in the wrong field,
But I
you
mean,
know?
that's perfect because then it lets you realign them to whatever they're best suited for. So, I mean,
Yeah,
it's not a bad thing to find out all these things.
absolutely.
Perfect. I love that so much. All right. So if you had one piece of advice for someone starting out in the building or design industry, what would that be?
In a design business, on a supply side, I would say get in front of this new generation of designers and able to really find the best way to communicate with them and get in front of them and really be different. And sometimes it's the scariest part to have different products because that's not what the market necessarily wants or is ready for. but then when you stand out, it's a slower, pace, but it comes. It comes. So my advice is really stay to your own truth and start small and be different.
Try and be on that forefront of change instead of that one catching up later down the track. I love that bit of advice. So what is
Correct.
next for Elm Services? Like what's exciting on the horizon?
In the horizon, the most exciting aspect right now is this new brick. We're
Please tell us
about
tell,
to,
tell us more about this. I'm excited about this.
well, it's a very as I said, it's a very innovative way to produce it. It takes real material, natural materials, and is made into a form that once is installed on a wall, and it can be installed on any different surfaces, right? It gives you a true brick feeling. There is this artisanal aspect after the firing process that makes it very irregular, very handmade, but it's only a quarter-inch thick, and it is bendable. So of course my mind is commercial, it's Titan Stadium, is hotels, is lobbies, and I see, but also residentially for basements, for wine cellars, for like I can see a tremendous amount of opportunities. So we're partnering with a way larger distribution network. I cannot disclose any names yet because we're still under, but that's
I want you back on later to expose them when you're allowed to, though.
yes, when everything is signed, I will be, actually we can be both together, both representatives of our companies. But I'm very excited about that. That's going to be our new exciting. And we're discussing potentially bringing the manufacturer here in the States, make it in the
Oh,
States, and do true joint venture with designers. Like I don't exclude to have a line designed by Karen Herold or right join
that's right.
together and go to market together. That would be a good dream.
Yes, absolutely. One last question. It's a question I like to end every podcast on. In your business, everyone has bottlenecks, everyone has problems. You know, if you don't have problems, then I don't think you're pushing your business hard enough. Let's be real. So if I gave you a magic wand right now and you could wave it and one thing be sold for you, what would that be?
Major struggle right now is getting all the GCs and subcontractors agreeing in the first specification. So if I can have the magic stick and just think, just everybody just do their job and respecting what is being done, that would be an amazing solution.
That's a massive win right there. I love that. I love that. All right, guys. And for anyone listening who wants to connect or collaborate, where can they find you or the team online? What's your socials? Plug anything that you've got going on, whether that be socials, where to get in touch with your website, anything you like.
Very, very straightforward, very simple. Elmsurfaces.com is our website. Elm Surfaces is our Instagram, and you find all the information there from products. My information are there, and we are in Chicago, West Town, beautiful loft, 1455 West Hubbard, and our studio is open to the trade only, and we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun, and we have a very strong food culture here. And we have a lot of time chefs coming and preparing specific food. We have a handmade slicer of prosciutto, believe it or not. So when you come and you see me rolling the slicer, that means some nice smell is about to come out.
Lovely. All right, Eugenio. That was an awesome chat. And look, I think everyone from this that were listening, find your passion in what you're doing because it is very important. And find people that you can trust to build your company around. And, you know, you guys will have the same success. So I love seeing companies
Sure.
like Elm Services blend design quality and real relationship. It's exactly what our industry needs more of. And if you're listening and you're a builder, designer, or developer who values great partnerships and a smart system to scale your business, make sure to follow the leaders in construction wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Daniel Paterson, and I'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you, Daniel.